We hope you're enjoying all the great competition you're seeing here today. At the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, we're grateful for the incredible support that makes this event possible. None more vital or valued than the proud title sponsor, Iowa Farm Bureau. With me here today is Brent Johnson, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, to explain why their organization invests in and supports the Girls Union.
Thanks, Aaron. The Iowa Farm Bureau has been the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union for more than 2 decades now. The athletes competing here today represent the very best of our nation's student athletes, driven, dedicated, and committed to teamwork. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we share those same values. Our farmers lead the nation not only in the production of corn, hogs, eggs, and ethanol, but also in the implementation of a number of innovative soil and water conservation practices which hold soil in place and reduce runoff. These shared values unite Iowa's student athletes and farm families, and our partnership with the Girls Union gives us the perfect opportunity to celebrate that commitment to excellence statewide.
Thank you, Brent. We appreciate the Iowa Farm Bureau's ongoing support and the role you play in helping Iowa's girls shine.
Good afternoon and welcome to the fourth and final 2A matchup from this opening day of the 2026 state softball tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. We are live from Hy-Vee Field at the Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge. Alongside Abby Altman, I'm Nick Brinks, and in just a moment we'll bring you the 3-6 matchup between Logan-Magnolia and Wapsie Valley. Thanks for joining us on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy. We'll talk Logan-Magnolia and Wapsie Valley. The Panthers come in as the 6 seed, Wapsie Valley Warriors the 3 seed. And I guess it set the tone for what we have already seen today, but Logan-Magnolia knocked off top-ranked Riverside in last Monday's regional final to qualify for state. And then today we've seen the 1 seed and the 2 seed both get knocked to the losers bracket already. Logan-Magnolia enters the tournament with a 20-8 record and a 4th place finish in a very strong Western Iowa Conference. For Wapsie Valley, they took down East Marshall to get to Fort Dodge and have an 18-7 record on the season. They finished tied for second in the North Iowa Cedar League. As we get ready for this final 2A matchup for the day, Abby, who do you have your eyes on in this one as we dive in here in just a moment to our players?
Yeah, well, I mean, you talked about it earlier, just how fun these last few games have been. We've seen so many close games in this 2A conference. Just a few minutes ago, Durant and Ridgeview took it to the bottom of the 7th, a 2-0 game. That was such a close one, and I have no doubt that this game will be super similar with this pitching duel we're about to see.
Wapsie Valley, as we take a look at your SUCA team comparisons, Logan-Magnolia and Wapsie Valley, checking the numbers, somewhat competitive. I mean, you look at Logan-Magnolia averaging just over 8 runs a game, Wapsie Valley just under 8 runs per game, hits per game. They're both in the 7 to 9 range, and home runs both in double figures, on base percentage, maybe a slight edge to Logan-Magnolia. Runs against for pitching, Logan-Magnolia with a slight edge there. Team ERAs both right around 1.9. We've seen some closely played games today, and the way this one is shaping up, I would expect nothing less in the 4th and final 2A game for the day.
Yeah, looking at that ERA in the bottom of the graphic, I think that's the big one that this game is going to pay attention to, 1.93, 1.85. The pitchers today are both absolute dominating their teams this season. They've both just been such a go-to player. Campbell Chase, a 1.65 ERA for Logan-Magnolia. Taylor Boer, a 1.72 ERA, both just absolute star pitchers that they're looking for.
Let's go ahead and take a look at our starters. Thanks to SUCUP for your stats to get you ready for this one as you're watching the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy. Moving on already into the winner's bracket, Ridgeview, Cardinal, and Iowa City Regina. And now Logan-Magnolia or Wapsie Valley will look to join them. For Logan-Magnolia, their starters for the day include junior shortstop Grayson Stone, followed by Maria Kiger, the junior at second base. You mentioned Campbell Chase a little bit. The senior will bat third as the pitcher. Batting fourth, Macy Bertelson, the senior first baseman. Whitney Hawkins will bat fifth, the freshman third baseman. Abby Juritz, senior in left field, bats sixth. Batting seventh, Ella Hack, freshman center fielder. Addison Leslie, a freshman in right field, bats eighth. And batting ninth, catcher, 8th grader Kennedy Evans, the only 8th grader starting for either team today. Those are your Jamie Evans-led Logan-Magnolia Panthers, 20-8 on the year, and they are your 6th seed. On the other side, Wapsie Valley, the number 3 seeded Warriors, 18-7 on the year. Austin Jeans, their head coach. Lola Destival, the freshman, leading things off, the left fielder, followed by the senior pitcher, Taylor Boer. Espen Decker, she's had an outstanding freshman year. The center fielder bats 3rd. Maddie Latterberg, the senior first baseman, she'll bat 4th, followed by Sawyer Boer, sophomore shortstop in the 5 slot. Gracie Sabetka, junior 3rd baseman, batting 6th, batting 7th. Maya Barnes, the senior catcher. The DP, Layla Armstrong, a freshman in the 8 slot. And the 9th and final hitter, another freshman, 2nd baseman, Emery Shannon, not batting, but playing in right field, 8th grader Harper Destival. So they do have one 8th grader starting, just not hitting. And the Logan-Magnolia Panthers have one 8th grader. We just watched, you were directing, and I was calling the Ridgeview and Durant game, and it was an outstanding pitching performance from an 8th grader. We'll see if one of these 8th graders can have a big impact for Logan-Magnolia or Wapsie Valley in this one. So looking at the starting lineups, as we are under threatening skies, but thankfully the rain and the severe weather look like they'll stay off to our east, and we can get through this one high and dry. But we get ready for this one. We've talked a little bit. What are you looking forward to most as you check out the Warriors and the Panthers?
I have to tell you, I am really looking forward to seeing how Wapsie Valley handles Campbell Chase. Campbell Chase, starting pitcher for Logan-Magnolia today. I mentioned it before, a 1.65 ERA through 144 1/3 innings. Just one of the best pitching performances you'll see. But not only that, she's also batting .413 batting average through 75 at-bats, 27 RBIs. Wapsie Valley has to handle her on one side of the game or the other if they want a good chance.
It's the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, on YouTube and at watchighsau.com. Alongside Abby Altman, I'm Nick Brinks, ready to bring you our 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament nightcap for Class 2A, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And again, we've run you through starting lineups, and we may take a pause in just a little bit. No, we're ready to go, it looks like. I've just not been sure if we've got a national anthem, which game are they doing it before, all that fun stuff. So we'll get through, and the first inning is about to get underway here. But again, these two teams, neither one was a conference champion. Logan-Magnolia took down number 1 ranked Riverside in the regional final on Monday, 3-2 last week. Wapsie Valley took down East Marshall 8-3 in that one. Logan-Magnolia, they've been kind of up and down, but playing in a really tough conference. And then for Wapsie Valley, another tough conference there, finishing tied for 2nd in the North Iowa Cedar League. Taking a look at these two teams, Loma, 7th trip to state. They haven't been here in about 4 years, still looking for their first state title. And Wapsie Valley made state last year after about a 45-plus year drought. So they decided, let's not wait that long for the next one. And they are here again for this 6-3 matchup. Logan-Magnolia, the 6, Wapsie Valley, the 3. And we will see the Warriors pitching first. Taylor Boer, 10-4 record this year. She'll make her 13th start of the season. ERA herself around 1.72. And we'll dive more into Campbell Chase's numbers for Logan-Magnolia here in just a little bit, as we'll see Boer first against Grayson Stone, Maria Kiger, and Campbell Chase. First 3 batters for Logan-Magnolia. They'll be in the purple uniforms and gold numbers to our right in the first base dugout. Wapsie Valley in the all-whites, as we are just about officially ready to go for our final 2A game of the day. We've seen some hectic finishes. Just watched a scoreless 6-inning game. Ridgeview blasts a 2-run homer in the 7th inning to win that one 2-0. We've seen the 7 and the 8 both move on. I'd say if you're Logan-Magnolia, you like your chances as the 6.
Yeah, I heard you mention it in that last game. You said all it takes is one swing when you're in a pitching duel like that, and I mentioned it before. I think we'll see something super similar to that today with all these pitching stats we've mentioned. But now if we look at some batter stats, starting a little early, Grayson Stone not quite in the box yet, but she has enough stats that I think we can get to talking about them a little early. Campbell Chase batting .413, like I mentioned, not the leading batting average on the team. Grayson Stone batting .473, 35 hits and 35 RBIs. 7 doubles, 2 triples, 8 home runs. She has just been an offensive powerhouse, and she has earned this leadoff spot.
So she steps up wearing number 19. She'll be the first batter through in this final 2A matchup today. Logan-Magnolia, 20-8. Wapsie Valley, 18-7. First pitch on the way, and this nightcap or afternoon cap for this Monday underway at 4:50. 94 degrees, cloudy skies, heat index value over 110. Not exactly a comfortable day to be a fan, but we do have some cloud cover now, and the first 2 pitches miss for balls. That west wind, 15-20, has been howling today. That American flag out in right field has had no room to breathe. Been standing out dancing all day.
Yeah, you want to say Mother Nature's been kind, holding off on this rain, but she really has not. It is hot, it is windy, it is a hard day to go out and play a couple games, but these teams have been doing so well with it.
Hottest day of the week. Thankfully, the rest of the week looks much better. Highs in the 80s and no real threats for rain, so good to hear, and hopefully we'll keep it that way. Grayson Stone, quick 2-1 count to her, and she'll send this one on a foul ball flying over the head of some fans walking away. Thankfully, not closer than it was. That's what I always worry about when you've got the sidewalks walking through. If you're paying attention, you know it's coming, but if you're not and you're just walking out of here, you don't want to take a straight to the back of the head.
Yeah, even those people watching the field just next to us, balls coming from all directions.
2-2, line shot out toward left field in front of Lola Destival, and they're going to get a lead-off single from Grayson Stone, 36th hit of the year for the 480 hitter. You mentioned 8 home runs. That's a team high. Not quite the home run, but she gets a lead-off hit, and it's now Maria Kiger's turn, the junior second baseman.
Yeah, as a high school softball fan, Taylor Boer versus Grayson Stone is just one of those matchups that you want to watch. No matter what team you're rooting for, it's such a great duel, and Grayson Stone came out of that one on top.
Logan-Magnolia here in the top of the first against Wapsie Valley, the 6-3 matchup, a leadoff single for Stone. Kiger with an 0-1 count, and she'll step up here with a .253 batting average. She's got one of their 12 home runs this year, also 4 doubles within her 20 hits. And again, Taylor Boer in the circle. She's pitched 69 innings this year, has given up 61 hits, 29 runs, 17 earned. Pickoff attempt at first after a strike. Unsuccessful. Stone back safely at first. Kiger will have an 0-2 count.
Yeah, this is the last 2A game of the day, like you mentioned. All of these games, we've seen so much small ball. All of these teams have been using those bunt squares, and they've really been getting action, getting base runners like they need to.
Ground ball toward the logo in center field. Back-to-back singles for Stone and Kiger, and the Logan-Magnolia Panthers pick up a couple hits here right off the bat. Ridgeview just did that in the last game. They left a lot of runners stranded on base throughout the day. Finally got a 2-run homer in the top of the 7th to win that one over Durant, 2-0. Kind of a similar start here for the visitor. A couple singles early on in the going, and Logan-Magnolia will see if they can have better luck scoring runners here early. Stone to second. Now batting Campbell Chase. We'll talk about her as a pitcher quite a bit today. And the senior takes ball 1 with no outs. Logan-Magnolia off to a good start here with Stone and Kiger picking up their 36th and 21st hits, respectively, this season.
Yeah, this is exactly the start Logan-Magnolia is wanting against such a good pitcher, knowing that they have an equally dominant pitcher to back them up. If they can get some offense going, they'll find themselves in a super comfortable spot to head into the second.
Boer with those 69 innings pitched. That's well above her teammates. Autumn Kress has pitched 57. Sawyer Boer with 25. Those are the top 3, and they had one other girl pitch to 3 batters this season. But here we go. We've got a throw down to first base on a drop strike 3, it looks like.
She actually squared to bunt. Not sure if she made contact, but it looks like
it was a live ball, though.
Yeah, it looks like it. That one just inches in front of the plate, whether or not that dropped in front of it. Unclear from this angle, but it looks like it did.
So that moves Stone to third. Kiger is at second, and Macy Bertelson is up next. 2 in scoring position for the senior, a .315 batter. 1 home run for her this year, 28 hits, 23 runs, 22 RBIs. And she'll square up and get ready for the first pitch. That just misses outside, and she'll take a 1-0 count.
I mentioned the long ball or the short ball, how good that's been at getting base runners moving. And you can see it here, just one out runners, 2 runners in scoring position, exactly where they want to find themselves.
Another pitch to the outside, and the batter's got a lead 2-0 for Bertelsen. Facing Taylor Boer, 58 strikeouts this year to 16 walks. She's hit a couple. Has a walks and hits per inning pitched just over 1.1. And batter's hitting 230 off of her. And she'll take and send this 2-0 across the plate, but misses on the high side for a 3-0 count. 1 out, 2 in scoring position with Grayson Stone, a leadoff single. She's at third. Another single for Maria Kiger. She's at second. And this 4th and final 2A game officially underway here just a few minutes ago. Pitch coming outside and down. Down in the corner, though. They'll say Bertelsen takes a strike, and it's a 3-1.
Taylor Boer, earlier, or mid-July, I'll say, reached 350 career strikeouts. Such an impressive milestone for the senior. That's something she's definitely comfortable with, and now that she finds herself in a full count, that's what she's looking towards.
As this one is fouled away on the 3-1 by Bertelsen. 2 fill the count. We'll get our first payoff pitch, as the first couple pitches went quickly to the outfield on some singles for Stone and Kiger. Bertelsen will step back in, just the 1 out, 2 in scoring position. First base is open right now for Bertelsen. And she'll step in and get ready for that 3-2. That misses downstairs. Bases are loaded. Logan-Magnolia with 1 out. They're in a good spot here, and that'll bring up freshman third baseman Whitney Hawkins. She's got 14 RBIs this year. She's got one of their 12 home runs, and she's got some RBI staring her in the face if she can put this one into play.
Middle infielders Sawyer Boer and Emery Shannon have moved up, ready to field that, get the out at home, doing anything they can to keep this a 0-0 ball game.
Just 1 out, popped up, foul ball just over the first baseman's head. That's Maddie Latterberg, the senior. She tried to get there, was not going to get there at all. And Harper Destival, the 8th grader out in right field, noticed that there was a fence open going toward the bullpen. So she says, while I'm over here fielding that ball, I better go close this so that doesn't cause a problem later.
They heard us talking about ball safety, said we'll help out with that. Don't worry about it.
Field maintenance, we'll put that on her resume as an 8th grader. Pitch to the outside, and Boer's pitch misses. 1 ball, 1 strike for Whitney Hawkins. On base about 34% of the time this year, 282 as a hitter. And the freshman with a couple outs to work with and 3 purple uniforms covering the bases. She'll send a ground ball. They're going to throw home. They get the lead runner out, and Whitney Hawkins will reach on a fielder's choice. But more importantly for Wapsie Valley, no runner comes in.
Emery Shannon there at second, showing exactly why those middle infielders had moved in for the bases loaded, able to charge home and get that out, preventing the run.
Base is still loaded. Juritz stepping up now. Abby Juritz, the left fielder. She is a senior, and now she'll bat with Kiger, Bertelsen, and Hawkins at third, second, and first. 2 outs, and the pitch coming across the plate, and that'll hit the bottom of the zone for Juritz. 17 hits on the year for a .230 hitter, 21 runs, and 13 RBI. So with 2 outs, obviously a sac fly is out of the question, but still a well-placed ball. You could drive some runs in. Here's the 0-1. And she lets that go past wisely for a ball, evens it up, 1-1.
Yeah, we've seen some really good eye watching in the box today, really knowing how to work this pitcher and kind of get ahead of her. She's such a strong pitcher, so getting ahead of her in the count is exactly what they're looking to do.
Logan-Magnolia batting in the top of the first, no score, but bases loaded with 2 outs, and that is across the plate on the low side for a second ball. We saw some interesting games today. We've seen all of them within, I think the biggest blowout of the day here on this field anyway was a 6-2 win for Iowa City Regina, if I'm not mistaken. Otherwise, a 4-3 win for Cardinal over Grandview Christian, a 2-0 Ridgeview win. Here's a swinging strike 2 as the flies are falling here in our press box today. 2-2. That one has seen better days.
Yeah, the discipline that is being displayed here in the box is super impressive for Logan-Magnolia, and I've mentioned it, and I'll probably mention it again a couple times. It's exactly what they need in this pitching duel to give them a really good chance.
Boer trying to get out of this jam, and there's a looking strike three. They will do it, and Boer strikes out her first batter of the day. It's a big one, though. It'll leave the bases loaded after a couple hits, and they're going to leave 3 on. So a very similar start to what we saw in our last game with Ridgeview loading the bases in the first inning and not getting anybody home. We are through the top of the first. Logan-Magnolia unable to bring anybody home. Wapsie Valley with a chance to bat when we return on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
You're watching the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. As sole title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to champion our youth and all they have to offer Iowa's future. No runs across for Logan-Magnolia in the top of the first. They got the bats going, but not enough. And they leave all 3 bases full. Wapsie Valley will step up now, and they'll see if they can make Logan-Magnolia pay for not being able to get anybody home and maybe take a lead in the bottom of the first as we are half an inning into this 4th and final 2A game for the day.
Yeah, a really, really impressive defensive redemption for Wapsie Valley, loading the bases. They had 2 on with just 1 out, being able to hold all of those runners. So impressive, and just a really great performance from Taylor Boer.
So we go to the bottom of the first. No score here at Hy-Vee Field in Fort Dodge at the Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex alongside Abby Altman. I'm Nick Brinks for this 4th and final 2A state game for today. As we get a line shot out toward right center field, a chance at 2, rounding her way to second, the freshman Lola Destival with a leadoff extra base hit thanks to Channel Seeds. Learn more at channel.com/rise as both teams get a leadoff hit. Destival goes extra, and she gets to second.
You can see Destival took the slightest look at going for 3, held off in a very wise decision. But a beautiful leadoff double shows exactly how she's earned that leadoff spot for this team.
She put that one between a pair of freshmen out in center and right field, Ella Hack and Addison Leslie. And now Campbell Chase will send this one in for a ball to Taylor Boer. Pitcher matchup, Campbell Chase. She's been the ace for Logan-Magnolia this season. 1.65 ERA. She has started 26 games now. And she's 20-6 on the year. Here's a bunt to move the runner to third. It'll work. And the runner is out at first. So Destival moves from second to third. Boer does her job. And with 1 out, Wapsie Valley quickly in scoring position and that much closer to a 1-0 lead with a really good freshman hitter, Espen Decker, batting next.
Yeah, a really, really good example of the short game, how it's working for these teams. That one almost a safe at first as well. She turned the wheels on. It's exactly what they want to do.
Here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, we are in the bottom of the first inning with a leadoff double for Lola Destival. And then a sacrifice bunt from Taylor Boer. It brings up Espen Decker, first pitch with 1 out and a runner at third. The count 1-0. Now Decker takes and swings towards shortstop. Diving play. It will drive in a run as the shortstop, Grayson Stone, laid out for it. If she was maybe 2 or 3 inches longer on the wingspan, I think that's an easy out. But Decker put that one where Stone just couldn't quite get it. And it's a 1-0 lead for Wapsie Valley.
Yeah, that dive was absolutely beautiful, laying out for it, really getting dirty for the ball. Unfortunately, just slipped under the glove. putting a run up, exactly what Logan-Magnolia was looking to avoid.
And now sliding into second, runner moves on to third as it gets past Kiger and Stone, and she picks up the steal. Espen Decker with the RBI single, gets a couple bases too, as senior Maddie Latteberg will bat now. She is the senior first baseman for Wapsie Valley. She's got 6 home runs this year of the team's 15, and now a quick infield conference for Logan-Magnolia. They don't like the start defensively, and their head coach will come out and chat with them. Jamie Evans, actually this might be one of the assistants, but a 1-0 lead here with 1 out for Wapsie Valley in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity for them to just find their senses, really take a deep breath. You have to be careful with plays like that one in center. Any slight mishap, any over of emotions can cause another overthrow at third base, bringing in another run. Luckily, that was a beautiful throw from Ella Hack, getting it to third. But just taking a moment to really center themselves and get themselves back in this game that they are very much still in.
A couple hits here through the first 3 batters. Both teams with a couple hits in the first inning, but Wapsie Valley has put 1 on the board. And here's a ground ball fouled to Wapsie Valley coach behind third base.
Yeah, that defensive stop might make the highlight reel, a nice barehanded stop. Unfortunately, it does not count.
No balls, 2 strikes for Maddie Latteberg. And that'll be the first ball to her, 1-2 with an out. After Latteberg, it'll be Sawyer Boer. Runner at third. After the RBI single for Espen Decker, and then a steal, and taking advantage of the throw that went to center field instead of second or short. And Latteberg fouls one away, 1-2.
Yeah, Latteberg in her senior year, she's committed to Hawkeye Community College, continuing her softball career, and we've seen such great performances from her this season and throughout her high school career.
Latteberg with the 1-2, and she wanted that one. That'll be a swinging strike 3. Just her 12th strikeout of the year, and that'll bring up sophomore shortstop Sawyer Boer.
That was a beautiful example of an off-speed pitch. Just came in, tripped her up just a little bit. She wasn't able to get it. You could see just the bat a little bit weak on it, but just a really great pitch there.
And this pitch, backing away from it, Sawyer Boer, got to stop myself there. Takes that one inside, 1 ball, no strikes. So Chase will come back here and fire away the 1-0. And that is popped up toward the netting behind home plate, and that will roll down with a collection of softballs that have accumulated throughout the day. They've got the backstop and then another net from the press box to the top of the fence. So we've got at least 4 or 5 up there that I can see. And as we get the replay there, and now the pitch fouled away, this one into the backstop.
Yeah, they're really taking our advice for ball safety here with these nets. It has no chance landing anywhere but directly above us.
I was over doing a 1A game earlier, doing radio for it, and we took a foul ball that landed about 3 feet from me from one of these other 2 fields. I had no idea where it came from, and it landed on the table next to me. And I thought, well, there's a net. Why am I getting hit by balls? But from the other field, one almost came in and hit us. Here's a swinging strike 3. The throw to first will end the inning. It will be a 1-0 lead, but they won't get anywhere else but there. But a couple strikeouts from Campbell Chase, double for Lola Destival, and she comes home thanks to Espen Decker. So it's a 1-0 Wapsie Valley lead. We go to Logan-Magnolia in the top of the second, batting when we return on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Hey, Frank. Oh, it looks like you spilled some grease.
Grills are multiplying and you need flavor that's bold.
There's nothing left for you to do
but to go to Fairway, your dream for Midwest meat. It's the one you need. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, you better stake up. Fairway and meat go hand in hand.
This dream is meant for you and me.
Poultry, pork, and beef, your home for Midwest meat. It's the one you need.
Fairway, it's the one you need.
We go to the top of the second inning, and this 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament continues, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Thanks for joining us for our Girls Union Network coverage today, powered by Mid-American Energy. Thanks to Abby Altman for joining me up here in the press box, calling this one. I'm Nick Brinks. Thanks to Aaron Bandy and Randy Nielsen. We've got Bandy and Randy up here helping out with our video coverage today online at watchIGHSAU.com. And the second inning gets underway. They left the bases loaded after a couple hits, but Logan-Magnolia was not able to get any runs across in the first. We'll see if Gracie Sabetka, Maya Barnes, or Layla Armstrong have some luck getting on the board. And the first pitch a strike, second one will miss for a ball. Top of the second inning just underway for Logan-Magnolia. Defensively, they did commit one error in the last inning. No errors for Wapsie Valley. Both teams with a couple hits. But most importantly, the one run for Wapsie Valley in the bottom of the first. It took till the top of the seventh in our last game with Ridgeview hitting a two-run homer to win that one 2-0. We made it a lot less time before our first run in this one.
Yeah, I mentioned how much of a pitching duel this game is, but both of these teams have also really excelled with their offenses, especially from a few key players, including those star pitchers, both really dominant on the offense.
Looking strike three for Gracie Sabetka. Campbell Chase has struck out her last three batters now, and that'll bring up the senior catcher. Hold on a sec. I think I flipped to the wrong page here. Ella Hack is the one who just struck out. Addison Leslie is batting here. So that was Boer's second strikeout. That'll happen from time to time. You just forget to turn the page back to the right team. So Addison Leslie is here, the freshman right fielder. And she'll take one on the low side. 2 balls, no strikes for Leslie. Looking for that first home run of the season. Just 8 RBIs this year. On base around 41% of the time. Batting .245. She's played in every game this season for Logan-Magnolia, and she'll foul this one away from the handle portion of the bat down by her hands.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier there's not a lot of 8th graders playing in this game, but we have seen some great appearances from a couple of freshmen. Ella Hack, Addison Leslie now as well, both freshmen making big impacts on this team and hopefully here today.
Boer has struck out her last 2, third out of the first inning, first of the second. And Addison Leslie will take this 2-1 pitch for a strike, evens things up 2 apiece. We're on the Girls Union Network today, powered by Mid-American Energy. Again, this 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And the 2-2's on the way, swinging strike 3. Boer has struck out her last 3 now. And it will be Kennedy Evans, 8th grader at the bottom of the lineup here, the catcher for Logan-Magnolia.
Yeah, this is more of the Taylor Boer we're used to seeing so far this season. She had a few base runners that last inning. This is the Taylor Boer we've seen so much, just dominant in the circle, strikeouts on strikeouts, and it's so fun to watch.
And she swings away. Evans with a strike. No balls, 1 strike, a couple outs here in the top of the second inning here on the Girls Union Network. Evans hitting .340 this year. 18 hits, 28 runs, and 12 RBIs. Just 1 extra base hit, a double. A lot of small ball and not a ton of power from Evans, the 8th grader. And it's 1-1 with a couple outs. Nobody on. They got the first 2 hits through 2 batters last inning. Left the bases loaded as well. But a couple strikeouts to begin here. Maybe it took Boer just a little bit to get going, and this one's fouled away for a 1-2. Logan-Magnolia comes in as the 6 seed, 20-8 on the year. Wapsie Valley the 3 at 18-7. 1 and 2 seeds have both gone down, so if you're Wapsie Valley, you've got the opportunity here with a win today to be the top seed remaining in the winners portion of the bracket. The 1-2 fouled away over the third base side. And Boer has a 2-2 count with a chance to strike out 4 straight hitters and the side here in the second.
Yeah, some really impressive upsets in the 2A conference today. Wapsie Valley looking to hold on, like you mentioned. Both of these teams in a great position to make this a good battle, and both of these have a really, really good chance to advance.
Ridgeview awaits the winner of this Loma-Wapsie Valley game. Pitch on the high side will get a full count here, 2-2 rather. And then the loser will face Durant. That game at 2:30 tomorrow. The Ridgeview winner bracket portion at 4:45. Our Tuesday coverage coming your way on the Girls Union Network as well. Here's the 2-2 with 2 outs, and that's a looking strike 3. Taylor Boer gave up a couple hits early but has struck out 4 in a row. She takes down all 3 batters in the top of the second inning, and we are halfway through the second. 1-0 Wapsie Valley. They bat when we come back on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Freedom Tire is proud to support the Iowa Girl through their sponsorship of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. With 6 locations around the metro, you're never far from getting you back or keeping you on the road. Our certified staff and state-of-the-art technology means you can take comfort knowing you've got the best work at the best prices. Give us a try at Freedom Tire, a proud supporter of the IGHSAU.
It's our 4th and final 2A matchup of this opening day of the 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Along with Abby Altman, I'm Nick Brinks. A couple of Amesians on the broadcast today, making the drive up here to Fort Dodge, about an hour and 15 for both of us. Iowa State grad. I just live and work full-time in Ames, but we enjoyed the nice road trip this morning. I don't know about you, but I drove through a few sprinkles on my way here. For just a couple minutes. It was not much, maybe 10.
Well, I drove through more than a few cornfields, if that's on the same level.
That's true.
The Midwest beauty, and I love it.
Absolutely. We get ready for the bottom of the second. Gracie Sabetka, Maya Barnes, and Layla Armstrong. It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters. They got through 5 in the first inning, a couple hits, including a leadoff double from Lola Destival. She came around and scored thanks to an RBI single from Espen Decker. And now Sabetka will bat for the first time, a 3-11 hitter this year. 1-0 the count, and she'll pop this one out toward the grass. The shortstop chases it down, Grayson Stone, for out number 1.
A very impressive tracking of the ball. I thought that was going to be a blooper, landing in the Bermuda Triangle of the left field shortstop third base, but just beautiful tracking by Stone, able to get her glove on that one.
It brings up Maya Barnes, the senior catcher. A 154 hitter this year, 10 hits on the season, but 2 of them have been for home runs. So maybe a little inconsistent, but she can put this one over the fence on the right pitch, and she swings and misses for a strike here to Maya Barnes.
Yeah, you said the right pitch last game. I mentioned it earlier. You said it here again. It's only the second inning. There's plenty of time for people to find that one pitch. But now is as good a time as any for either of these teams.
Coach Jean says she's the captain of the infield. She brings energy. She's a vocal leader behind the plate, and she'll send this one on a fly ball. That's over the fence, but foul. Here in the bottom of the second inning with 1 out and nobody on here after that leadoff fly out to short for Gracie Sabetka. This is Maya Barnes. She does have 15 runs this season and 9 RBIs. Of her 10 hits, 4 for extra bases, 2 homers, 1 double, 1 triple. Does have 21 strikeouts, and she'll strike out swinging. Nope, did she get a little bit of that one, it looks like? So the count remains 0-2.
Yeah, it looks like she was able to battle that one off. Just something you're preached to so much in the box. Just battle it off, foul it off till you find your pitch. Just the best way to stay alive against these powerful pitchers.
And this pitch from Chase will be a looking strike 3. And she's racked up 3 so far. And 3 of her last 4 batters retired on strikes. A couple looking, 1 swinging. This will bring up freshman Layla Armstrong, the designated player here for Wapsie Valley. Batting .263 this year. Hasn't seen a ton of action. She's played in about half of their games. Just 19 at-bats for her this season. So 5 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBIs, all singles. Getting us an opportunity as the DP at state as a freshman. What an opportunity for Armstrong with 2 outs. Leading 1-0, Wapsie Valley. She'll take this one on the inside. And that'll be ball 2. Win today, you play at 4:45 tomorrow against Ridgeview. You lose, you're at 2:30 tomorrow against Durant. And it's Wapsie Valley with that 1-0 advantage. Here's a high ball toward left field, drifting foul, and it's going to be off the glove of Abby Juritz. For a while, I thought the freshman's about to knock her first home run over the fence this season, but it drifts foul, and no harm, no foul, or literally the foul. It's a strike, 2 balls as well.
So many almost there in that play. That ball almost fair and over. Abby Guritz also almost able to get her glove on that for the out. Overall, everyone's still playing. We're back in the box, hoping to end this inning here for this team.
And there's a swinging strike 2 for Armstrong. 2-2 the count. Chase has struck out 3 through 7 batters. Gave up a couple hits through the first 3, including our lone Channel Seeds extra base hit of the day. Now umpire calls time, and we'll chat with Campbell Chase really quickly, and now step back behind home plate.
We talked about some clouds in left field, maybe the threat of rain, but probably not. Those clouds now huge and puffy in center field, putting on another show for us.
And a ground ball towards shortstop, and Stone finds Macy Bertelson for the 3rd and final out of this one, as we go 3 up, 3 down for the Wapsie Valley Warriors, and it's a 1-0 affair. Wapsie Valley leads this one as Logan-Magnolia bats when we go to the top of the 3rd in just a moment here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
We go to the 3rd inning, and it's Logan-Magnolia batting at the top of the order, where Grayson Stone and Maria Kiger picked up singles in the 1st inning as the 1 and 2 hitters. They'll get to bat again here after Taylor Boer just struck out the last 3. Hack, Leslie, and Evans all went down. The side went by the wayside, and we go to the 3rd, a 1-0 lead for Wapsie Valley. Grayson Stone batting first, and we'll see the .480 hitter. What a fantastic season she has had. You talked about it when we saw her last time. Hitting almost 500 as a junior. She leads the team with 2/3 of their home runs, 8 on the season. She's got some power, and she's not somebody that Taylor Boer will want to give good pitches to as she fouls this one away to the bullpen beyond the first base dugout, and the count is evened up 1-1.
Yeah, both of these teams have really settled in from what we saw from them back in the 1st inning. Only the top of the 3rd now, but we're seeing a lot more relaxed players, more confident in what they've shown throughout this season.
1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Top of the order, Stone takes one in the dirt as Maya Barnes lost it for a moment. But if you're going to have a moment like that where it gets past you and there's nobody on, you will take it 10 times out of 10. Let's do it right now and not when there are runners on base.
Absolutely. Grayson Stone, such a consistent, powerful hitter. in the leadoff spot. Not a ton of opportunity for her to really move the base runners around. Instead, she is that consistent runner getting on base for her teammates.
She takes a second strike looking. She's got the 4th best on-base percentage in all of Class 2A. It's just that kind of hitter. Gets on a lot. She's been on once tonight or today, and Stone swings and strikes out. 4, now 5 straight strikeouts for Taylor Boer. She came in with 58, already up to 63, and it brings up Maria Kiger with a single in the first. She was left stranded at third.
I talked about it in the first inning, but watching Taylor Boer versus Grayson Stone, so much fun, such an interesting matchup. We've seen each one of those players come out on top one time, and it's going to be so great to see how it plays out the rest of this game.
A called strike for Kiger, as she hits 263 on the year, 21 hits. Picked up that 21st of the season in the first inning, and she'll take the 0-1. Grounds one foul toward Sabetka at third in the dirt, and it's 0-2. We're here in the top half of the third inning with 1 out. Boer pitching really well. Maybe took a little bit to get settled in as she gave up 2 hits and a walk before now striking out 5 in a row. And she'll send in the 0-2. That's in the dirt, and that'll get past Barnes again. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, this performance we're seeing from Boer right now, I want to go back to the first inning, how they were in such a tricky position with 1 out runners on second and third. Boer was able to get out of that position, and she's been dominant ever since. She really found her mark and has run with it.
This one misses, and the count's evened. 2-2, both teams with 2 hits so far. Logan-Magnolia has committed 1 error and left 3 on base. Wapsie Valley has left 1 stranded on the base pass so far. 2-2 with 1 out. The Boer pitch grounded right back to her, and that'll snap that 5 strikeout streak as Kiger knocks her second single of the ball game. This one to center field on a grounder.
Yeah, that ball came in high. You could see her bat scrape the top of it, really hitting it down, but the placement straight up the middle was so great. Such a hard ball to field when it's up the middle like that, zooming past the pitcher and no one else is right up the middle.
Logan-Magnolia in their Western Iowa Conference, they finished 4th this year behind Riverside, Missouri Valley, and IGHSAU. IGHSAU Audubon. They just lost as the 1 seed in 1A today, so they play tomorrow in the losers bracket. Riverside and Missouri Valley both ranked top 5 most of the year. Both got bounced, did not get to the state tournament. So we saw a lot of upsets in the regional play for 2A. It's continued here at the state tournament, and we've got a swinging strike for Logan-Magnolia's Campbell Chase. I guess all of those high-ranked teams not making it to state was just a sign of things to come. It's maybe a good year to be the 6 or a 7 or an 8, as they're the teams racking up the wins today, at least in Class 2A.
Yeah, everyone loves an underdog story, a comeback story, and these have been so fun to watch and such an impressive display of not just one player, but how these teams have been coming together, working offensively and defensively has been so impressive.
Taylor Boer in the circle has given up 3 hits but no runs, has struck out 5 of her last 6. Loma has 1 on at first, and this pitch is on the way. A swinging strike on the 1-2 to Campbell Chase. And she's back to try to start a strikeout streak again. Macy Bertelson, her lone walk today back in the first inning. She'll bat now. Was left in scoring position at second. She bats here in the top of the third, trailing 1-0 for Logan-Magnolia against Wapsie Valley in this 6-3 matchup. Pitch on the way. Boer grounds one. Gets one grounded rather off to left field to Lola Destival as Macy Bertelson picks up a hit. That'll be their 4th of the day, 2nd of the inning. 2 outs, 2 on at first and second as Kiger moves over there.
Yeah, another example of how they're just finding that contact wherever the pitch is and finding the spot on the field. That's what's so important. Not so much the power or the contact, but where they're putting it and how they're avoiding getting the out and being able to find themselves on base.
Boer's pitch with 2 outs. This one gets away a little bit. And that ball to Whitney Hawkins. She reached on a fielder's choice earlier as The bases were loaded. She got to first, but they got the lead runner, Grayson Stone, out coming home from third. They were able to tag her out on a force out, actually, and Whitney Hawkins will try to get on base for the second time tonight, though she is 0 for 1. 2 pitches, both miss upstairs from Whitney Hawkins. A couple singles here in the inning for Logan-Magnolia. They have out-hit Wapsie Valley thus far 4-2, but trail 1-0. That one run across in the bottom of the first for Wapsie Valley. We're here in the top of the third as Taylor Boer checks her wrist, gets the play call in, pitch suggested by Barnes. And Hawkins will step back in, get ready for the 2-0. That's 3 in a row that have kind of gotten away from her, up and away. And Hawkins with a 3-0 count.
Yeah, this 1-0 game is super close. It's highly contested. We've seen a little bit of the advantage go towards Wapsie Valley with that 1-0 lead. But if they're able to keep hitting even just a little bit on Taylor Boer, that is a surefire way to start breaking down that deficit, even the slightest bit.
Bases are loaded after the 4-pitch walk for Whitney Hawkins. And so Kiger is at third, Bertelson second, Hawkins at first, and it's Abby Juritz's turn. The senior struck out looking to start that 5-strikeout streak for Boer. That was the third out in the first inning. And Juritz will step up now, a .227 batter this year. The bases are loaded, but there are 2 outs. They left the bases loaded in the first inning, trying to avoid doing it for a second time as this pitch misses just barely. And the count is 1-0 for Abby Juritz.
Yeah, Nick, if you're Logan-Magnolia right now and you're facing Taylor Boer, you can't be sure you're going to find yourself in a position like this the rest of this game. So capitalizing right now is so huge.
Contact and a foul ball. Count evened up 1-1 for Juritz. 17 hits, 21 runs, 13 RBIs for Juritz this year. And she'll get ready for the next pitch coming from Taylor Boer, who has given up 4 hits, but so far no runs. Loma with a chance here, and that will be fouled out of play toward the first base dugout and those bleachers near the dugout. Count is 1-2 as the storms that were off to our east in the last game have moved well south and toward our neck of the woods just north of Ames with tornado warnings to the east of I-35. So plenty of thunderstorm warnings as well off in eastern Iowa south of Waterloo. Stay safe if you're over in there, and maybe, I guess, if you're huddled in the basement for a tornado warning. Thanks for watching our coverage here. Here's a ground ball to drive in 1. They want a chance at 2 runs to take the lead, and they will do it. Logan-Magnolia with Abby Juritz, the RBI single, actually 2 RBI single. They get a couple, and they've taken the lead here as Kiger and Bertelson both score.
That was the moment for this team and Abby Juritz to capitalize on in this game, putting themselves not only tied but ahead in this game now. Such a huge moment. That ball was cut off, ending what could have been a close play at the plate, but it looked like she had outran that by quite a little bit.
Logan-Magnolia takes their first lead in this one, the 6-3 matchup, the 6 ahead right now. 7 has already beaten the 2 today. 8 has already beaten the 1. And the 4 beat the 5. There is a chance where 1, 2, and 3 all go down to the losers bracket. Of course, this one super early and anybody's ball game, but Ella Hack and her Logan-Magnolia Panthers have the slight edge right now thanks to that 2 RBI single for Juritz off on the grounder towards short. And now here's a little blooper to second, and it's scooped. And they're going to get the out at first as Maddie Latterberg hauls it in from Emery Shannon. Ella Hack grounds out to end the inning, but not until Logan-Magnolia gets a couple runs in thanks to 3 hits. They're going to leave a couple stranded, but Coach can tolerate it if you bring some runs in. And we go to the bottom of the third. First lead change in this one, 2-1 Logan-Magnolia with Wapsie Valley batting next on the Girls Union Network powered by Mid-American Energy.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Thanks again to the Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament as sole title sponsor of the Girls High School Athletic Union here in Iowa. Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievement on the mat and in the classroom, and of course on the softball field, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders. We are through the top of the third inning, bottom of the third, about to commence. And Taylor Boer, although she did give up a little bit in that first inning, she has struck out 6 now, and her Wapsie Valley Warriors find themselves down now. 5 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts. Had gone scoreless through a couple, but last inning not as good as 3 hits across, a couple runs in. And now we'll see what Campbell Chase can do. She gave up the 1 run back in the first. Back to the top of the order coming up after Emery Shannon. Bottom of the third about to get underway, 2-1 Logan-Magnolia. 6-3 matchup with the Panthers as the 6. They're the visitors. Wapsie Valley, your home team, a leadoff bunt attempt fouled to home plate by Emery Shannon.
The bat just sliding a little bit under that ball, keeping it foul. But again, we've mentioned how important the long game is for that leadoff. They're just looking to get someone on a base, have someone that can be RBIs, that can get around the bases, and that's someone who's quick.
She's a lefty. 11 hits for her this year, all singles. She is a first-year slapper as a freshman with good speed, great bunter, according to Coach Austin Jeans. And it's an 0-2 count.
Yeah, in that lefty batter box, a slapper and a bunter, if you're able to get those down and turn on the wheels so fast, that's such a powerful tool to have in your lineup. Even if you don't use it every at-bat, just being able to do it when you need to makes a big difference.
0-2, fouled over Whitney Hawkins' head. With a little more speed, maybe an athletic, incredible diving effort coming, but not close enough to get there, so Hawkins lets that one land in the dirt, and the count remains 0-2 for Shannon. A great tool to have at the bottom of the lineup, someone that can get on with some bunts. 393 batter this year, hasn't played in all of their games. She'll send this one, diving play from Stone, not able to get to it, and she'll have her 12th single of the year and first of the day. 3rd hit for Wapsie Valley. They trail 2-1.
Exactly what we mentioned, just having that tool, especially if you're able to place the ball in places like that with your slap. We've seen so many incredible efforts from Grayson Stone at shortstop, able to get her glove on a few of them, a couple diving plays that just weren't there, but just really impressive from both sides.
So Shannon gets on with the single, and they'll fake the throw to first. Lola Destival led off with a double back in the first inning, came around and scored their lone run thanks to Espen Decker's RBI single. And then Decker picked up a steal and reached third on an error before being stranded. The 0-1 pitch knocked toward third, and that sacrifice bunt will be the first out, but they move Shannon to second. So Lola Destival comes out here, grounds out, and does her job on the sacrifice bunt.
That bunt, even though it was sacrifice, was really beautifully placed. If it had just a little bit less power and was able to stop a little earlier on that third base line, that could have been an ideal situation for them offensively, but it worked as they intended.
It'll bring up Taylor Boer, the pitcher. She also sacrifice bunted in the first inning for out number 1. As Destival got the leadoff double, Boer bunted her over to third, and then Espen Decker did the rest with the RBI single. Boer batting now, .481 hitter this year, so we've talked about her a lot as a pitcher, but really a fantastic senior season as a hitter as well, batting just under .500, 39 hits, 36 runs, 16 RBIs, and she's got one of the 15 Warrior homers this year. Does a little bit of everything for Wapsie Valley.
Yeah, there's really so much you can say about the Boer sisters, Sawyer Boer, number 1 for this team, Taylor number 2.
Emery Shannon wants to come home and score as Taylor Boer's RBI single just over the outstretched arm of Grayson Stone. They go back towards short twice in a row, split by the sacrifice bunt. And Boer's RBI ties things up at 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
There is so much to be said for how impressive it is that these teams are consistently getting base runners and then bringing them across the plate against what we can only describe as incredibly dominant pitchers.
Espen Decker swings for the fences, comes up empty, 0-1 the count, as she's got a couple homers this year, 7 doubles, 4 triples, 37 hits as a .468 hitter. And the 0-1 is on the way, and she'll ground this one to third. The throw to first, oh, that was close. That was high, but Macy Bertelson hangs on to it, and they get that force out at first.
That ball swung on, had similar placement to the bunt we saw just a few batters ago, but a really impressive grab from Macy Bertelson, like you said, to keep her foot on the bag despite turning in the other direction.
That'll bring up Maddie Latterberg. She struck out in the first inning, one of 3 strikeouts from Campbell Chase today, the Logan-Magnolia pitcher, and she'll send this one high and toward left field, right into the glove for out number 3. Abby Juritz is there to make the play as she hauls this one in to end the inning. They do tie it up, though, thanks to Emery Shannon's single and Taylor Boer's RBI single. But we are through 3. Hydration break coming. Everybody on the field of play and the officials a chance to take some much-needed H2O or Gatorade here. So we'll step away and be back with our Girls Union Network coverage powered by Mid-American Energy. We are all tied at 2 between Logan-Magnolia and Wapsie Valley.
Yeah, it's a trip when you hit the road. And when you know when you've arrived. It's a trip when you get everything you want. The burger and the fries, the creek and the crick, the city and the countryside. It's a trip when you're where you're meant to be. In this moment, in this bathroom mirror, looking like $1 million. And yeah, it's a trip when it goes by fast. Des Moines. It's a trip. Make it yours.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
We're back on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy for this 4th and final 2A game on this opening round of the 2A state tournament. And it's all part of this 2026 Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Abby Altman, I am Nick Brinks, and we are ready for the 4th inning. The top half about to get underway. We've got a good one, 2-2. And this one is about to begin after this hydration break. They're going to start doing those after every inning. About 3 minutes to 4 minutes of just extra pause and a chance for players, coaches, umpires to get rehydrated and ready to go with this heat index well over 110 at last check. We had an actual temperature of 95, and the heat index was near 114. Oh, my goodness, we have dropped 5. We're down to 109. Get the coats out, folks. 92 and overcast, but again, threatening skies well off to our east and south. Thankfully, no bad weather here, but still keeping an eye on that tornado warning and severe thunderstorm just north and east of Ames and over in the Cedar Rapids area. We've got severe thunderstorm warnings. Of course, state baseball going on today, so I would have to assume they're in a bit of a holding pattern for classes 3A, or I guess 3A today, 4A tomorrow. I'm guessing Merchants Park and Fort Dodge. 2 of the 3 are in good weather right now, but Cedar Rapids not so much. As there you go, that's our extended weather break as we get ready for the 4th inning.
Yeah, if there's one thing we all love about the Midwest, it's the variety of weather we can see in a day. We're seeing hot right now, and that's about all I can say for that.
Very hot, very cloudy, starting to see some very puffy clouds just above us. Much needed relief for the fans out here today, though, as we've got 5 classes of softball going on right now across 5 different fields. And we get ready for Logan-Magnolia to bat here in the top of the 4th inning, tied at 2. Couple rain delays in Cedar Rapids today. Yeah, checking that radar right now. They are firmly in the 2nd right now. Severe thunderstorm warning. I'm sure wind, maybe even some hail, a threat there. Normally when you're at a baseball field, the only thing you want to be hit with is a baseball, not hailstones. So hopefully they're all heeding the warning. But here, it's been a good one. Last game, 2-0 Ridgeview. Didn't come until the 7th inning, a home run to put 2 on the board. Here we've got 2 runs in the blink of an eye compared to that. We're in the 4th inning. We're about to get underway, and we'll see the 8-9 one-hitters due up for Logan-Magnolia.
Yeah, you talked about the fans needing a much-needed break from the sun, but these fans have showed out today. We've got several different groups of matching T-shirts for each team. Definitely a great show of support for these high schools.
First time today I look over at the American flag, and it's not standing straight out, so the breeze has tapered off a little bit. Although when it's a real feel of 109, you probably like a nice 20-mile-per-hour gust every now and then. So that has died down a little bit. The count is 1-0 to Addison Leslie. She's facing Taylor Boer, who has pitched really well today. Did give up 3 hits and a couple runs in the last inning to lose the lead, but they just tied it back up in the bottom of the 3rd. And Leslie has a 1-1 count here for her 3rd pitch. Struck out in the 2nd inning. She gets her 2nd crack at it here in the 4th as the sun pops out again here at Hy-Vee Field.
We've talked so much about how this looks like it's going to be a pitching duel, 2 incredible pitchers. But both of these teams have done so well with the short ball. We've had so many base runners and just the ability to get them moving and get them across with some aggressive base running as well, which has made it a 2-2 game.
Top of the 4th inning, 1-2 the count after the foul ball into the net to the left of home plate by Addison Leslie. Batting .240 this year. All 12 of her hits singles aside from 1 double. As Leslie will get ready for the 1-2 count. We're tied at 2 in the top of the 4th. And that's just outside. We'll have a 2-2 count now for the freshman. Top of the lineup dominated by juniors and seniors, and then they've got some freshmen and an 8th grader 5th on down with the senior Abby Juritz in there as well, and she just drove in 2 last inning. There's a swinging strike 3 to Leslie, up to 7 strikeouts for Taylor Boer.
Yeah, that last pitch was so impressive, getting the ball way ahead of that bat. She's been able to switch up her speeds a little bit today, which is just such an important piece when it comes to getting as many strikeouts as Taylor Boer does.
Top of the 4th inning, 1 out, leadoff strikeout for Leslie. Kennedy Evans, only 8th grader for Logan-Magnolia in the starting lineup. Then they'll go back to a pair of juniors, Stone and Kiger, both with hits today. Kiger a couple and 1 of their 2 runs. Evans, a lefty. The freshman will take this one upstairs, and the count evens up 1-1.
With what we've seen from the top of the lineup, this is such an important piece for her to get a hit. Just even getting on base, if she's able to stay consistent, stay disciplined in the box and get a walk, that works as well. But getting base runners on for this super powerful top of the lineup is so important.
And that pitch misses. Oh, nope, they're going to say that one just grazed enough of the zone, and Evans will take a 1-2 count. Top of the 4th here, tied at 2. A little bit of a back-and-forth affair here. Wapsie Valley put 1 up on the board in the bottom of the 1st. Logan-Magnolia scored a couple in the top of the 3rd, fouled away to 3rd. And then bottom of the 3rd, tying it up. 1 more run for Wapsie Valley. 2 apiece here in this 2A first-round matchup. And again, the winner will take on Ridgeview tomorrow at 4:45 in the winner's bracket. Loser plays at 2:30 against Durant in the loser's bracket. As we'll have a busy day of 5 games in each class tomorrow. And up to 5, guaranteed 3 on Wednesday. This new double elimination format certainly will be interesting to see how many teams can get through and come back from a loss. See if we get how many state champion teams can we get that lost earlier in the week but bounced back? You have that opportunity this year that you haven't had before. The 2-2 with one out. Outside, misses. And the count is full for Kennedy Evans. One away on the strikeout for Leslie, and now Evans will get a payoff pitch.
Yeah, to go back on what you were talking about that double elimination, this is, like you said, the first opportunity they've really had to come back after a loss in the state tournament. And I think just that first year they have this opportunity is such a huge indicator of what double elimination will mean for the Iowa High School softball tournament.
And a fourth ball for Kennedy Evans, so she is on. And that'll be her 24th walk of the season. So that has boosted her on-base percentage at 55%. Takes advantage, bottom of the order with a walk. And now to the top, Grayson Stone, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout today. She'll bat here in the fourth, and she takes this one to the inside. Ooh, inside strike as she spun away from it just a little bit. Top of the fourth, one out. And an 0-1 count to Stone. Runner at first is Evans.
Yeah, Grayson Stone, the absolute dominant hitter for this team. This is the first time today we've seen her up to bat with runners on base, and that's a big opportunity for this team to break the tie because of how well consistent she is.
She'll ground one short to third. Easy throw to first, but almost coming off the bag. Latteberg is able to hang on to it. Gracie Sabetka's throw gets there. The 5-3 put out is out number 2. That puts Evans in scoring position at second. But with 2 outs, Maria Kiger, a good one to have up if you're Logan-Magnolia. 2 for 2 on singles today. Also scored the first of 2 runs in that third inning to take a 2-1 lead. It's now 2-2 in the top of the fourth. Wapsie Valley with a run apiece in the first and third innings. And here's the pitch straight across the plate. And a strike for Maria Kiger, batting .272 this year. She's up to 22 hits on the season thanks to a couple singles today. And she'll get ready for the 0-1. Runner at second, trying to retake the lead. That'll be a looking strike, too. The umpire behind home plate, just enough of that hesitation to always make me question, is this going to be a ball? Is it a strike? And that'll be an 0-2 count.
Logan-Magnolia is such a great example of why the bottom of the lineup matters so much in this sport. Their top of their lineup is so consistent. They've put the ball into play so many times, and having the ability to get base runners, even though it didn't pay off for them here, is such an important thing to break this 2-2 tie.
Maria Kiger goes down with a swinging strikeout. 8 on the day for Taylor Boer. She gets 2 of the 3 outs on K's here in the top of the fourth. Logan-Magnolia and Wapsie Valley are knotted at 2 apiece. We go to the bottom of the fourth next on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. The Warriors bat next.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Looks like another perfect day to get out there and enjoy the summer.
Oh, before she gets in the car, it's easy to choose.
Iowa State Fair, August 13th through the 23rd.
We get ready for the bottom of the fourth inning. Farm Bureau knows that strong, vibrant schools are the cornerstone of our communities, and that's why they are the proud title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union and this amazing girls state softball tournament with the new format. They believe that by investing in our youth, we are investing in Iowa's future. We've got a good one going right now. Really, all of our 2A games today have been exciting. We've had upsets. We've had close games. We've had pitchers' duels. We've had seventh-inning scoreless games until a homer puts Ridgeview on top for good. And we've got a shot to left field right into the glove of Abby Juritz, the leadoff hitter. Sawyer Boer, the sophomore shortstop Flies out to left field for a quick one pitch out here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Tied at 2. Fourth and final 2A state game today. And again, the winner today will play Ridgeview at 4:45 tomorrow. We'll both be on the broadcast for that one. And the loser will play Durant at 2:30. And this pitch rolls across home plate to Gracie Sabetka for a ball.
Sawyer Boer, taking that swing so quick, we didn't even get a chance to talk about her. I don't know if she wants us to. She's really swinging on that fast. But her and her senior sister, Taylor Boer, who we've seen from today, such a powerful duo. Even though Wapsie Valley is losing Taylor Boer to graduation, they still have the younger sister who has also been such an important piece to this lineup.
Campbell Chase, the pitcher for Logan-Magnolia. She has struck out 3 today, given up a couple earned runs, a swinging strike to Sabetka. And Campbell has the lead here. 1-2 with 1 out. That fly ball for Boer to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. Maya Barnes is on deck after Sabetka. Tied at 2. It's been a good one so far. We saw a couple runs across for Logan-Magnolia to take a 2-1 lead in the top of the third after Wapsie Valley got on the board in the first inning. And here's a foul ball over the netting to the bleachers. And the count remains 1-2. Wapsie Valley tied things up again in the bottom of the third with a run. We're here in the bottom of the fourth now. And your 3 seed, the Wapsie Valley Warriors, are batting against the 6 seed Logan-Magnolia Panthers. 2-2 tie. Ground ball towards short. This is right in front of Grayson Stone. Bobbled a little bit, and the throw was not going to get there anyway. So whether you throw it or you field it, I think we'll go with an error on that one. And Sabetka will get on with the second Panther error of the day unofficially.
Yeah, Logan-Magnolia just got a little bit lucky with that decision to not run to second. That one took a big jump, and we've seen so many great fielding attempts from Grayson Stone. She's been running all over that shortstop position, and at some point in this game, she's going to make such a great play, and it will be so cool to see.
They're going to get a runner in. Callie Voy, the senior, will run in place of Sabetka, who will check out after reaching on that error. So we've got a courtesy runner here, and Maya Barnes is up next, 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. 1 away, 1 on for the Warriors. 7, 8, 9 hitters are Barnes, Armstrong, and Shannon. Shannon scored that run in the bottom of the third after leading off with a single. And Taylor Boer drove her home with an RBI single. 2-2 tie, bottom of the fourth inning. And Campbell Chase gets ready for Maya Barnes. She bunts right in front of home plate, and that throw to first is not going to be anywhere near on time as that bunt turns into a single. And Barnes is there, and Voy gets to second.
As someone who used to bunt all the time, seeing that just made my heart leap. That was one of the most beautiful bunt executions you will see on a softball field. No wonder she was safe at first, advanced the runner. That was just such a beautiful execution of a bunt, just barely up that left field line. Exactly what you want to see.
As Layla Armstrong, the freshman DP, swings for strike one. Just save and cut that clip and play it at practice every day for the next decade. Perfectly executed bunt in the state tournament for Wapsie Valley. And here's a pop-up toward third, out number 2, easy catch for Whitney Hawkins. Couple runners on, and now 2 outs as Armstrong flies out to third.
If we're able to see any team continue to play the short ball like that bunt was, I have no question that they will be able to extend or build up a lead in this game.
Tied at 2, and now we'll see Emery Shannon. She's known as a bunter. She does a great job slapping, and she'll show bunt. She knocks it down in front of third base. The throw to first. She's going to load the bases. Copy and paste.
This is making my former bunter heart so incredibly happy. These are just beautifully placed. We talked a little bit earlier, some of those bunts going just a little bit too far up that third base line. You see them roll just about a third up the way. That is the prime spot for a bunt. Both players having to rush to get it. Not enough time to beat out that throw.
Oh, and they're actually, I don't know what they're going to say is the call here, but they're going to get the runner at first called out. So we might have to do some digging as to what happened there. We'll let you watch this and see what we missed. That's fair, unless there's interference maybe, but I don't see it.
I can't see it exactly from this angle. My number one guess would be that she stepped on the plate while laying that bunt down, which is an out. Again, we aren't able to see whether or not her foot actually did that, but based on what we can see, that is my number one guess.
Okay, so we remain tied at 2 instead of Wapsie Valley having a chance at the bases loaded. So we go to the 5th after a hydration break. We are tied at 2. Girls Union Network coverage continues, powered by Mid-American Energy with Logan-Magnolia and Wapsie Valley, tied at 2.
Excuse me, man. You dropped this.
We are back, and maybe a little clarity, or at least clear as mud. That bottom of the 4th, that last play, the bunt knocked out by Emery Shannon. At first, it looked like it was going to be 2 really, really well-executed bunts to load the bases by Barnes and Shannon, but upon closer look, as a former bunter, tell us what you see here. It's not easy to see, but...
Yeah, definitely working with not the closest of angles.
So you can't really tell, but by the conversation we're having up here in the press box during the timeout, that bunt looks like it may have hit her foot, and the officials talked about it, and the umpires decided, no, Abby's heart is going to be broken. It's not going to be a really well-executed bunt. It's going to be essentially illegal, and that'll end the 4th inning. So we go to the 5th. We are still tied at 2, and what is it if there's not a little controversy at the state tournament?
Exactly. It adds excitement, a tied game, really making it even more interesting. Yeah, looking at that play, I would say that's probably the most likely outcome. But despite the fact that it didn't work out for them there, they've really been stepping up their short game, especially with the bunts. We saw that one technically not executed perfectly, but the placement of it was phenomenal. And if they can continue to do that, like we saw, this is going to be such an interesting game to watch.
Tied at 2, and if you're Wapsie Valley, if you don't win this game by 1, or if you lose by 1 or something, you might go back to that inning and think, we had a chance to load the bases. There were 2 outs, so it's not like that's a given that you're going to score runs. But bases loaded, and you see what happens. Instead, we're still tied at 2. Wapsie Valley, Logan-Magnolia, we're all knotted up as Taylor Boer and her teammates for Wapsie Valley are warming up here. Campbell Chase will be the first batter she faces as we go to the 5th. But both teams knotted up here. 5 and 4 hits for the 2 teams. The Panthers have committed a couple errors, but it hasn't cost them too much. And here in the 5th, Boer up to 8 strikeouts, a couple in the last inning. She's averaging 2 per inning. Can she get to 10 here?
Yeah, so many sports, but especially softball, I think, are games of what ifs. What if that one play or that one base runner. The main thing, though, is if you look back on that, it's not going to work. Softball is a game of what ifs, but it's also a game of forgetting what.
So now the leadoff hitter here in the 5th is Campbell Chase. a really good hitter this year. Came in well over, just over 400. She's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. She swung away for the first one. She'll take this second pitch from Boer well outside, and Chase has a 1-1 count. 31 hits, a couple runs, 27 RBIs. Usually when she gets on, which she hasn't done tonight or this afternoon, I guess 6 o'clock. We can call it tonight now. Usually uses a courtesy runner. She has scored 2 runs this year with 1 home run, so I am curious when she scored the second run, what was the difference to say, I'm going to stay out here and I'm going to run this time. I'm not going to have a courtesy runner. It's obvious when you get a home run, but for the second one, I'm not sure where that would have came from. Here's the 2-1, fouled away, 2-2 the count.
Yeah, her laces probably just felt extra tight that day, ready to get running.
Or maybe it was late in the game and they were well up and she just said, all right, leave me out here. I want to score a second run of the season. She went 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts in their win over Riverside, taking down the number 1 team just to get to the state tournament. They're tied at 2 with Wapsie Valley. It was so interesting to see the 2A field come together as 4 top 5 teams in the final rankings did not make it to state. 1 Riverside, 3 Missouri Valley, 4 Louisa Muscatine, and 5 I-35. You tack on the 7 West Lyon. So the seeds to get to Fort Dodge, according to those final rankings, the 2, the 6, the 8, the 9, the 10, the 11, and then Ridgeview and Cardinal already winning today, unranked. Certainly playing their best softball at the end of the season. And I guess with all those upsets to get to state, it has continued here today, no doubt. So the math says Logan-Magnolia, watch out. You might have the 6th seed moving on to the winner's bracket tomorrow. Payoff pitch for Chase. She goes down swinging, and that's 9 strikeouts for Boer today in 4 1/3 innings.
Yeah, watching Cardinal with that 8 seed upset really shows how much it takes not only to get here, but to stay here. You have to play your best ball game after game leading up to this tournament, and then once you get here, you really have to keep the ball rolling.
Ground ball foul to third. Hit by Macy Bertelson, the senior first baseman, with a walk and a single today. She scored 1 of 2 runs. She and Maria Kiger both singled in the 3rd inning for Logan-Magnolia, and then Abby Juritz with a single drove both runs in one fell swoop to take a 2-1 lead. Wapsie Valley has since tied it up at 2 as we are here in the top of the 5th. And a strike for an 0-2 count for Bertelson. 322 batter. She's got 1 home run this year. Nothing says you can't get to the state tournament not as a home run hitter and hit some home runs. The 1A game I did on the radio earlier today, 2 home runs for a girl. She came in with none on the season. Decided to make the state tournament her game, and that was impressive. Not 1, but 2 home runs for the first time this season. Fly ball toward center field, back toward the fence. That will hop over Espen Decker, the freshman's head. Throw to second, and that one rolls in. Excitement from Bertelson as she is jacked up over at second.
Yeah, not a home run like you were talking about, but a beautiful stand-up double. Maybe a little bit too close for a stand-up double. Could have slid into that one, but a beautiful double. Her 9th of the season. She's just super consistent all over the field, and that's what makes her so special on this roster.
Wapsie Valley will chat here as extra base hits. That double in today's game are brought to you by Channel Seeds. The enhanced Channel Seed brand is here to help farmers like you up your game and rise to the challenge. Learn more at channel.com/rise. We've not seen much for extra base hits today as Wapsie Valley got a leadoff double earlier. They get a double here due Logan-Magnolia and the Panthers. 5 singles and now 1 double, and a pitching change coming as they will bring in a new pitcher. So this pitching change brought to you by IMT Insurance. Learn how you can be worry-free with IMT at IMTINS.com. We're getting all of our bills paid. The double and a pitching change back-to-back. And we'll take a look at our new pitcher. That'll be Autumn Kress, the freshman, will take over after Macy Bertelson got the double. So Boer is going to come out. She'll still have 1 runner to her credit, whatever happens to Bertelson, but she's given up 2 earned runs, allowed 6 hits, struck out 9, and has walked 3. I don't necessarily feel like this is a play where she's, done something wrong or she's losing her pitch or anything like that. I just think the way that this team plays, she only played 4 innings in their win over East Marshall to get to state. So I think maybe they just throw her out there for 4 innings, bring in Kress. They've got a couple other really good pitchers beside Boer with Kress and also Sawyer Boer. But Kress here kind of comes in as their number 2. They'll call on her here in the 5th with a runner at second and 1 out.
Yeah, if you're able to take out your star pitcher, able to take her out in the 4th inning and bring in another pitcher with an ERA below 2, that's a beautiful place to find yourself in as a pitching staff, to be able to just go to your number 2 with still another super consistent pitcher, a 1.96 ERA through 57 innings pitched. Definitely used a little bit less than Boer, but still so consistent and such a big piece for them.
And she'll get to face Whitney Hawkins, the freshman reaching on a fielder's choice today, also walked once, so she's 0 for 2. Followed by Abby Juritz. She had a big 3rd inning, a 2 RBI single. She is on deck for Logan-Magnolia. We'll see what Autumn Kress can do. She'll get her 16th appearance of the season with a 5-1 record coming into the state tournament. ERA at 1.96. She'll come in and pitch here. She's gone 57 innings this year, 47 hits allowed, 34 runs, 16 have been earned, and a 51-18 strikeout to walk ratio. First pitch well outside, hauled in by Barnes behind the plate, and Hawkins will take a 1-0 count. Kress, just a freshman, but she's already reached 100 strikeouts for the career. Has a really nasty spin to her pitch, according to Coach Evans. And this one will hop across home plate. Logan-Magnolia is off to third with Bertelson on that pass ball, and Hawkins has an RBI in her grasp if she can put this one into play. 14 on the year for her as a 279 hitter. Bertelson gets on with that 1-out double. An extra base hit thanks to Channel Seeds. And Autumn Kress will try to get out of this jam and preserve the 2-2 tie.
Yeah, talking about that nasty spin, you've got to make sure it's under control enough that your catcher can field it cleanly. But that happens a lot less than when your nasty spin is used for some pretty awesome strikeouts to help your team defensively.
Hawkins with a 3-0 count, trying to take advantage of the freshman early on here, just letting everything pass. Jarrett's on deck. The righty sends in the 3-0, and that finds the zone. I think Hawkins might have taken a step toward first, thinking that was a walk, but comes back, and she'll have the 3-1 count with 1 out. Again, your winner here today moves on in the winner's bracket, facing Ridgeview tomorrow afternoon at 4:45. 3-1 count. Pitch from Kress. Bunt right into the glove. And back at third safely as Hawkins goes down, pops out to Barnes behind the plate.
A beautiful catch. You'll see that here again. Not even so much getting the ball, but the reaction time that it takes to turn around, find that ball, and get your hand on it while keeping that balance as well. A beautiful play from the catcher. Everything worked out so well for her. Not even throwing off the helmet, her ability to track that in such little time.
And it did not have that much hang time. It went up, and it went quickly down. And sliding back in at third will be Bertelson with 2 outs, tied at 2. Autumn Kress comes in after the 1-out double by Bertelson. And she got the 2nd out here as Hawkins popped up to the catcher Barnes. Kress looking for 1 more out to preserve this 2-2 tie. So she takes a peek over at third. And Juritz hit the 2 RBI single back in the 3rd inning to go up 2-1. She'll bat again now for the 3rd time, and she wanted all of it and doesn't get it, and it's a 1-1.
Yeah, going after that high ball, knowing you have 2 outs, a runner on third, really wanting to break this tie. You're going to want to go after some pitches that you know you shouldn't, and it's so important to stay disciplined and wait for that ball to come into your zone.
2-2 tie, swinging strike 2. As Kress is 1 strikeout away from doing her job here in the top of the 5th, preserving that 2-2 tie. Juritz, 1 for 2 today. Did strike out in the first inning, 1 of 9. Taylor Boer strikeouts, and the 1-2 on the way, fouled away to first. And that's off the top of the first base dugout for Logan-Magnolia. Jamie Evans, 3rd year as head coach of Logan-Magnolia. Also a Loma grad, owns Culligan of Missouri Valley. 1-2 the count, pitch on its way. That's a hard hit ball toward right field, but not having to move very far to haul it in. 8th grader Harper Destival for the final out of the inning, and Kress preserves the tie as Juritz flies out. It's her second out of the day. She's 1 for 3 with those couple RBIs back in the 3rd, and we remain tied at 2, middle of the 5th. We're live at Hy-Vee Field today. Logan-Magnolia and Wapsie Valley tied as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-2. We're back in a moment on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Life's buzzing with energy. From the delightfully routine, to the novel and exciting, to the truly uncharted. With all that life brings, it's easy to lose track of what powers all those moments, our health. At Mercy One, our caring doctors focus on just that, powering health, from the everyday to the extraordinary. So you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We are tied at 2. 4th and final 2A game here at the 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament, Day 1, presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We've already seen who's moving on in the winner's bracket and the loser's bracket tomorrow. We've got one more team to find out in each bracket, and it's going on right now. Here's a pitch well upstairs from Campbell Chase. Pats the chest, says, "That's on me, not you." Kennedy Evans behind home plate. Lola Destival batting here for Wapsie Valley. Got the leadoff double back in the first, scored the run, and now we are remained tied at 2. We've been stuck at 2 since the 3rd inning, nothing since for either team.
Yeah, you talked about she patted her chest saying, "That's on me." That's more important than so many people realize. When you have an 8th grader behind the plate, you're in your senior year of high school. Mentorship is huge in the sport of softball, especially between a pitcher and a catcher. So that means more to some of these coaches and players than many may think.
3 balls, no strikes. 3 quick pitches into Lola Destival. 1 for 1 with that double. Also a successful sacrifice bunt, although not as successful as some of the ones we saw very recently for Logan-Magnolia. They got to first, in fact. The 3-1 coming now for Destival. But a really good day for the freshman left fielder, an outstanding hitter this year. 391. She's on with a walk, number 16 this season, and she's on for the 2nd time today. We are tied at 2. Bottom of the 5th, Wapsie Valley looking to break this tie. They had a 1-0 lead through 2 innings. Logan-Magnolia tacked on 2 in the 3rd to go up 2-1. We've been stuck at 2-2 since the bottom of the 3rd when Wapsie Valley scored their 2nd run of the day. And we are there now with 1 on, no outs. That one gets away from Chase. And Kennedy Evans does a nice job hauling it in. You mentioned it, just an 8th grader. As Chase patted the chest earlier, saying that one was on me. Did not see it that time, but I think she would agree that was on her as well. But Boer batting now, Taylor Boer. Or did they? I wonder if she came out. Nope, she's still out there. They'll pick off attempt over at 2nd. But Boer, although she's not pitching anymore, she did come out, but remains as a batter.
Yeah, that was a really impressive stolen base there. We've seen Kennedy Evans behind the plate has been hyper aware. She's been making good stops for some wild pitches. That throw, unfortunately, not in time, but she's been so aware getting that ball down to 2nd.
They get the runner at second. Boer checks. I don't think she went, and it's 2-0 with Destival at second. Taylor Boer batting. Espen Decker on deck with an RBI single earlier in the game to go up 1-0 bottom of the first. Now a 3-0 count for Boer. They added one to the board here. 2-1 actually, the umpire saying behind home plate. So we get that straightened away. Now a 2-2 with a slow swing from Boer. 2-2 for Boer. Looking for her second hit of the day. Got the RBI single in the third to bring home Emery Shannon. And we've been stuck there at 2-2 since. Bottom of the fifth here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Alongside Abby Altman, I'm Nick Brinks. Happy to have you along for this final 2A game for the opening day of the state tournament. Winners and losers from today diverge into their respective brackets tomorrow, and you lose twice tomorrow, you are out. But you get that chance at almost a mulligan as Boer takes a walk. Both batters here in the bottom of the fifth on with walks. Boer at first, Destival at second. And we will see Espen Decker next. Campbell Chase and Kennedy Evans chatting in the circle.
Yeah, this is one of the more dangerous positions we've seen Logan-Magnolia in. No outs, 2 runners on. And we haven't seen many runs score lately, but that is not to show that the bats haven't been working. We've seen a lot of short game, but we've seen quite a few runners left on base as well.
In the bottom of the fifth inning, we are all knotted up at 2 apiece. 2 on, no outs. Wapsie Valley with one of their best opportunities today to get some runners across home plate. Here's a play through the legs of Grayson Stone. That will score 1. We are no longer tied. Sliding in at third, all the way over to second, gets Espen Decker. Just got through Grayson Stone's legs, and the rest was history. Wapsie Valley back on top.
We mentioned earlier softball is a game of what-ifs, but it is so important for Grayson Stone to let this play go. They're only down by 1 run, but a huge momentum shift for Wapsie Valley.
On the board for the first time since the third inning here in the bottom of the fifth. That one just got through the legs. It was fast, and Stone couldn't get to it quick enough. Now a ground ball past the umpire and second to right field. Leslie, they'll bring in 2 more, and Wapsie Valley has taken the lead and added to it here in the bottom of the fifth, 5-2.
Wapsie Valley really capitalizing on the error that we saw the ball go through her legs. They got the momentum shift, being able to just have another base hit to score 2 more runs. This is not really at all the same game that it was just a few minutes ago.
Latterberg drives in 2 with the single, and it's now 5-2. And a courtesy runner coming in for Wapsie Valley. And as they bring Latterberg out, they'll bring in number 7, and that'll be Michaela Gothard, an 8th grader. She scored 3 runs this year. She'll get a chance to score a run in the state tournament, and as a courtesy runner, what better spot to be in if you're Gothard? No outs, and your team has just broken a tie to lead by 3. About as low stress of a situation as you can be, and now a line shot toward left field, but just fouled by a mere foot or 2. And that one could have spelled trouble again for Logan-Magnolia defensively, but Sawyer Boer pushed that one a little bit, and the wind has shifted. That would have been wind blowing that foul toward third earlier. Now the wind blowing kind of away from left field here in this one.
Yeah, that one was almost an even bigger momentum shift. But despite that, she's taking opportunities where the momentum is so much in their favor, as you can see right there.
Ground ball out toward Abby Juritz in left field, and the hits continue for the defense. Panthers can't get a stop right now as they get Gothard over to second, and they get another hit here, this time from Sawyer Boer, her first of the day. And I wonder if we'll have a chat here in the circle. Not yet. There were a couple of walks and an error. Now back-to-back singles. A couple earned runs, 1 unearned run here in the bottom of the fifth for Wapsie Valley. And now with runners at first and second, we've got a foul ball out toward the walkway between these three fields. Fouled away over the first base side.
A beautiful catch by a fan walking past, not even here to watch the game. That's the heads-up type of plays we are looking for here at the state tournament.
0-1 count, because if he's not paying attention, that's off the dome. 0-1, the pitch coming, swinging strike. And did she get a little contact on it? Must have, and it stays fair, but she's thrown out at first. So I thought that was a swing, but she must have made just enough contact on it, and Sabetka goes down on the ground out.
Had she been safe at first, that would have been a very interesting play to take a look at whether or not that ball was hit, landed fair or foul. But she was beat out by the throw, so no need to really take a look, see what's going on. But just the ability to stay heads up with plays like that, even when you don't necessarily know what's happening, just do what you need to do and look at it after.
So that's the first out. Sabetka goes down, thrown out at first. Wapsie Valley has taken a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the fifth, 5-2. Looking to be just the second top 4 seed to get to the winner's bracket portion of Tuesday. 1 and 2 fell earlier. A couple foul balls here from Maya Barnes with a strikeout and a single for the senior today. She's batting for the 3rd time, and they've got a chance to get through the whole batting lineup in this 5th inning. They're through 6 already, just 1 out, and Logan-Magnolia has played pretty solid defensively all day, but this inning has been tough as the walks, the error, and the hits have all collided to give Wapsie Valley a 3-run advantage. Pitch from Chase, 3 straight foul balls for Maya Barnes. If this was church league softball that I play in Ames, that last foul ball, you're just out. They don't give you the extra one. So she could foul this one away 10 times, but I would have fouled out a long time ago in church softball. 0-2 the count from Chase to Barnes. With runners in scoring position, a slow, that might have been a changeup, and she gets it to swing, and Barnes goes down for the 2nd time on strikes.
Yeah, that second out being a strikeout was super important, something they were definitely looking for, at least keeping the ball in the infield, but a strikeout for sure, just keeping those runners on 2nd and 3rd and getting that 2nd out.
Michaela Gothard is at 3rd, and Sawyer Boer is at 2nd, and it's up to the freshman DP, Layla Armstrong, to keep this very productive bottom of the 5th inning alive for Wapsie Valley. They're in the white uniforms today, batting here in the bottom half of the 5th. 2 runs in the first 3 innings, 3 more here in the 5th, and they have taken a 3-run advantage. Campbell Chase gets this one chased high, swung on to left field, ground ball. It'll score both of the runners on, and a 2 RBI single for the freshman. And the lead now 7-2.
I would love to see a spray chart of how many balls we have seen in that one sliver between third base and shortstop. Grayson Stone having to get dirty laying out for these balls. So many of them hit hard enough that they just slip right past. It is such an impressive spot that they've been able to find it so many times.
I mean, if you can get a good look at Grayson Stone right now, you can tell how many balls have been towards shortstop just looking at her. There are 8 purple uniforms out there, and then there's 1 brown uniform, and that is Stone. She has been laying out all over that dirt over at shortstop today, and that one just could not get to it, had no real chance at it. Just a well-hit ball by Layla Armstrong, and a courtesy runner will come in for her. That'll be number 26, Harper Destival. She comes in here in the 5th, and now all of a sudden we were tied at 2. Now Wapsie Valley could be thinking with a couple outs, we get 3 more here. We could end this one early with a few more runs, but quite a ways to go before they can start thinking too much about that. But they will get through the whole batting lineup here in the 5th, and they'll be seeing Emery Shannon now, the freshman, last inning, put down that what looked to be a really well-executed bunt to get to first, but they say after the conference with umpires, must have hit her foot, so it was the final out of the inning. But now 7-2, and Shannon knocks this one, slaps it over toward 3rd, and the throw in time to 1st for the end of the inning. Shannon will ground out over toward Whitney Hawkins, and Macy Bertelson able to reel it in. We are through 5, and for the first time all day here in Class 2A, somebody has a 5-run lead. We haven't seen anyone lead by more than 4, I think. And now we go to the 6th inning in just a few minutes. 7-2 Wapsie Valley. They've kind of blown this one open as we go to the 6th. Logan-Magnolia bats next on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
SWIC is a community. Southwestern Community College is a place in rural southwest Iowa where students from across the world come to be a part of a tight-knit family, Spartan Nation, where they study, train, grow, thrive, and are called by name, not by number. At SWIC, we are one.
Going into the 5th inning, we were tied at 2. Coming out of the 5th inning, Wapsie Valley has taken command. They lead by 5, and now they're counting the outs, 6 outs away from moving on in the winner's bracket, as perhaps if they would do that, they would be the highest seeded team remaining. That certainly makes things even nicer for them moving through the rest of the week, as we've seen plenty of upsets just to get to state in 2A, and it continued earlier today with a couple upsets in our first 3 games. But the double elimination tournament, just because you lose today, you're not out. It just gets harder. You might have to play 2 games tomorrow or 3 games on Wednesday, but you're not out of it. And for Logan-Magnolia, they've got a very steep mountain to climb as we get to the 6th.
Yeah.
Alongside Abby Altman, Nick Brinks with you here on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Again, that hydration break, as it's a hot one today. We've seen some severe weather off to our east, central and eastern Iowa now, getting the brunt of that. Looks like Carroll's been high and dry today for state baseball, 1A and 2A. We've been dry outside of a few sprinkles this morning. Cedar Rapids, on the other hand, 3A and 4A, that schedule has been thrown to the wolves today. But inning 6 about to get underway. And if you're Logan-Magnolia, what do you do here to regroup?
You're really looking ahead, and that's what's so different about this year's state tournament. This is a 5-run game in the 6th inning. It's going to be very, very hard to come back from this. But with this double elimination bracket now, they're not out, like you've mentioned. It's so important for them to not only look ahead to finish out this game strong and better than they did in that last inning, but they'll still have another game, if not more, and they need to be able to use their pitchers and their batters to the best of their abilities to stay in this tournament.
This 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Ridgeview awaits the winner at 4:45 tomorrow, and if everything holds, Wapsie Valley leading by 5, we would be looking at a Wapsie Valley-Ridgeview 3-7 matchup tomorrow in the winner's bracket, and a 6-2 Logan-Magnolia-Durant matchup in the loser's bracket at 2:30. And again, I hate having to call it a loser's bracket, but that is what it is. But you can win your way right back. If you just don't lose anymore, you'll get to the state championship. It's that easy.
Exactly, and this is such a fun opportunity. I can't phrase it any different than that. Losing doesn't mean as much as it has in the past. They still have the opportunity to show what team they've been throughout the season, what team they were that got them here to Fort Dodge in the first place, and that's a fun addition with this double elimination tournament.
So as we gear up for the top of the 6th, Wapsie Valley made that pitching change in the last inning, and then Autumn Kress got the last 2 outs. Both were put into play by the Panther hitters, but caught by fielders Barnes and Destival. So they got out of that inning where the Panthers picked up a 1-out double and left a runner stranded. They've left 5 in scoring position today, 7 total. Wapsie Valley 8 hits to Logan-Magnolia's 6. There have been 3 Panther errors, and both teams have left quite a few on, with Logan-Magnolia 7, 5 in scoring position. Swinging strike here to open up the 6th, with Wapsie Valley 5 left on and 3 in scoring position. It's Ella Hack, Addison Leslie, and Kennedy Evans leading off for the Panthers. in this 6th inning. They've got some work to do, trailing by 5. First a strike, second a ball. Even count, 7-2 your lead for Wapsie Valley. They've taken control here in the bottom of the 5th here in Fort Dodge at Hy-Vee Field.
Autumn Kress, the pitcher, now in her 2nd inning, inherited not a really dangerous situation, but a tricky one that she worked around really well and was able to hold strong for her defense.
And now she comes in here and she says, hey, thanks, guys. Now I've got 5 runs to work with.
Yeah, definitely a huge sigh of relief for Kress coming in with a runner on second, a pass ball, let it get to third. She's chilling now.
1-2, a much different space mentally as she fires a strike here. She's retired 3 straight. That's her first strikeout of the day. 10 team strikeouts for the Warriors, 9 for Taylor Boer earlier. And Addison Leslie is next as Hack strikes out looking for the 2nd time today. A swinging strikeout for her back in the 2nd, also a ground out. And now we get to Addison Leslie. 0 for 2 on strikeouts. Bottom of the order has not been fruitful for the Panthers today. Bottom 3 hitters, Hack, Leslie, and Evans, have combined to go 0 for 6 so far. 1 walk in there for Kennedy Evans, but she was left stranded at 2nd, one of those several runners left in scoring position.
Yeah, one thing you have to look at with Wapsie Valley is how well they've been able to capitalize. They capitalized off a few errors, some runners left on base by Logan-Magnolia, and they've really found the momentum and capitalized off of that throughout these last few innings.
Pitch misses from Kress, and it's 1-1 with 1 out. Nobody out. They got the leadoff strikeout for Ella Hack, and now the Panthers have 2 outs to work with, trailing 7-2 in the top half of the 6th. And there's a check swing, must have went enough, and Leslie is facing a 1-2 count now. The freshman right fielder hitting .235 on the year. Would love a 13th hit here to keep the Logan-Magnolia Panthers in it. With some base runners in this top of the 6th, trailing by a handful, and the pitch to the outside just misses. Count is evened up 2-2.
Yeah, if Logan-Magnolia is not looking ahead to that loser's bracket, like you said, they are still looking at this game, and what they need to do is look at what got them those 2 runs earlier on in this game and how can they capitalize and grow that deficit.
And now a swinging strike for Addison Leslie, and now Autumn Kress has the momentum. She has struck out 2 straight, and she's got a chance to strike out the side as Taylor Boer did earlier back in the 2nd inning with a couple swinging strikeouts and 1 looking. And Kennedy Evans was the 3rd of those 3 strikeouts, trying to avoid the same fate, different pitcher. Kress outside to Evans, ball 1. Top of the 6th here with 2 outs, nobody on for Logan-Magnolia, as this one was a 2-2 tie going into the 5th. But that big 5 on the bottom of the scoreboard in inning 5, looming large right now for the Panthers. And this pitch misses again. 2 balls, no strikes for Kennedy Evans.
You know, I'd imagine you and me both, we've watched a lot of baseball and softball in our lives. We've definitely each seen a lot of 5+ run innings. This is absolutely not an impossible situation for Logan-Magnolia, but they have to find something to capitalize on, whether that's a base runner, an error, just putting the ball in play. They have to start somewhere to start erasing this deficit.
Kennedy Evans fouls one away. The count is 2-1. And right now you just need to start stacking the small wins, whether it's a walk or a single. You can't just be swinging for home runs. You can't get 5 runs at once. You can get 4, but not 5. You need some help from your teammates, though, to get on for the opportunity at 4. Kress sends in the 3rd ball. 3-1 count for Evans. A strikeout and a walk today at the bottom of the order. And now the 3-1 on the way, and that will be ball 4. 2nd walk for Evans, back to the top of the order, and that's a check box. You didn't get out. You avoid the 3-up, 3-down inning. And now Evans takes that 3-1 upstairs. Grayson Stone is up next with a strikeout and a ground out since a first inning single. Now you got to keep stacking those small wins. You got the first one with the walk. Now it's Stone. We'll see what she can do, the junior shortstop.
Yeah, you definitely wish if you're Logan-Magnolia, you didn't have 2 outs on you right now. But like we mentioned, this is far from impossible, and you said they've checked off that one box.
They make the throw to Evans at first. She slides in. Latteberg not able to get there before the tag, and Stone has the runner at first with 2 outs, and she'll get ready for the 1-0 count from Autumn Crest, the freshman, facing Stone, the junior, and the count is 2-0 for Grayson Stone at the top of the order. If you're Logan-Magnolia wanting to stack these small wins, you're happy that you're at the top of the order. Stone and Kiger have combined for 3 hits today. They're 3 for 6 with a run scored. And there's the 2-0. That could be trouble. Popped up towards center field. And just to the right of that Girls Union logo, Grayson Stone flies out to center field. Espen Decker, the freshman, picks up out number 3. They'll leave a runner stranded, and they remain down by 5. So not enough wins stacked together for Logan-Magnolia. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Wapsie Valley with the big lead. A chance to add to it. And Logan-Magnolia's first day of the state tournament could be tough here as we go to the bottom of the 6th. 7-2 Wapsie Valley back after this on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy.
Ready? Let's go.
Mom, over here. Yeah, this kind of thing can happen when you're hiking, but no worries, Mom. I can prescribe something to soothe the itch.
Unity Point Health looks at your family's health from your point of view, offering same-day appointments with expertise focused on what matters most to you. Unity Point Health, expert care focused on you.
Wapsie Valley and Logan-Magnolia squaring off for this 4th and final 2A game today in the state tournament in Fort Dodge. We're live from Hy-Vee Field at the Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex. Thanks so much for joining us on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. Alongside Abby Altman, I'm Nick Brinks, bringing you the 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. When we went to the bottom of the 5th, it was tied at 2. We saw our biggest inning of the day. I didn't see the first 2 2A games, but considering one of the games was 4-3 and the other one was 6-2, I'm going out on a limb and saying there were no 5-run innings in those games. The last one was 2-0, so clearly not there. But a big inning, the biggest inning in 2A today, belonged to Wapsie Valley, and they've got this one in command. They got through the whole lineup last inning, and Lola Destival led off with a walk, and one of those 5 runs. She'll lead things off against Campbell Chase as the bottom of the inning is just underway.
This game was back and forth, just 1-run differences for a while, and then it sat at 2-2 for several innings. And like the flip of a switch, this is a completely different game than what it started off as. Often how sports go, they continue to change as they progress.
A couple pitches in for Chase, 1-1 the count to the freshman left fielder, Lola Destival. She's done her part today, got that leadoff double early. They've got 8 hits today, 7 singles, and her double. Their only Channel Seeds extra base hit for Wapsie Valley. Also moved a run into scoring position with a bunt earlier. She was thrown out at first. A walk as well 1 inning ago, and also picked up a steal. So the 2-1 pitch is across for a ball. That's just outside. And Destival, very smart, patient hitter. She can hit for power. She can run the bases really well. 16 steals on the year, has not been picked off as she pops one out towards second, just into the grass for out number 1. Maria Kiger, the junior, hauling that one in for Loma.
Kiger had to reach for it, but found herself under it when she needed to. Campbell Chase is still in this game. That is very interesting of note. This team only has really 3 pitchers that they've used throughout this season. Ruby Offenbacher, a big one, but she does not look like she's coming in today. This team will have another game tomorrow no matter what, so they need to find a pitcher, and most likely it's going to be Campbell Chase once again.
As we look at the numbers here, she's up to 149 plus innings this season. Offenbacher and Harlan, their other 2 pitchers, have combined for just 15 innings this year. Foul territory, and the shortstop, Grayson Stone, gets the highlight catch in the grass for out number 2. Taylor Boer goes down flying out past third base in foul territory, and it takes the shortstop coming over to make the play. She just outran her teammate, got there, as I don't think Hawkins could find it, but Stone did.
We said Grayson Stone was going to have that play today. So impressive of her to consistently be laying out ball after ball. There have been so many hit over to her. That one hit not quite to her, but she went to it. But she's just, despite this 5-run deficit, continued to go after those balls and put everything she had into the dirt.
Just looking at her uniform, looks like a Tide commercial. And the count is 0-2 after the swing for Espen Decker. She's driven in a pair of runs today. She's 1 for 3. Scored a run herself. She reached on an error, but I think she was going to bring in that run anyway. I think they were loaded, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a couple on. And now the count is 0-2 for Decker, and she'll pop this one up to that net behind home plate, and that will roll down to the top of the roof above us. As we come to you from the Girls Union Network up in the press box, Mid-American Energy powering our coverage this year as always. The state tournament brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau. And if you're Wapsie Valley, you've got a nice lead here, 1 out. If you go to the top of the 7th, 7-2, you're feeling pretty good that you won't be needed in the bottom half of the inning. Foul fly ball left field. Not able to get there. Juritz and Stone again making a beeline for it. Can't get there. And it's an 0-2 count.
A very similar spot to that last play Grayson Stone made. She had her catch. She didn't need to lay out for it. But that ball was quite a ways away. It would have been very hard to get to it. And we've seen such great continuous effort from Logan-Magnolia despite the run deficit.
No balls, 2 strikes, a couple outs. As we come to you from the Harlan Rogers Sports Complex and Hy-Vee Field. Hy-Vee, one of our field presenting sponsors for the tournament. The 0-2 fouled away, and Espen Decker for Wapsie Valley and that 7-2 lead. She'll stay alive, another foul. But again, tomorrow, Ridgeview awaits the winner of this one at 4:45 in the winner's bracket. Durant awaits the loser of this game at 2:30. And the first ball after a couple fouls to Decker, and she's got a 1-2 count. It'll take a lot for Logan-Magnolia to come back and match up with Ridgeview tomorrow. Certainly not impossible, but defensively you don't want to go down any more than 5 here. A 2-up, 2-down inning, and they're about to make it 3-up, 3-down, I think. Foul ball to first. Nice catch for Macy Bertelson. So the defense does their job. They get 3 outs through 3 batters. Wapsie Valley hoping you won't see them bat until Tuesday at 4:45. We'll see what happens here as we go to the 7th inning. Down by 5. 3 outs for Logan-Magnolia. That's all they've got to work with. 7th inning is coming up next on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy, with Wapsie Valley on top, 7-2.
At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service. At Mid-American Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Thanks again for joining us for our Girls Union Network coverage powered by Mid-American Energy of this 2026 Iowa Girls State Softball Tournament presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. Alongside Abby Altman, I'm Nick Brinks. We go to the 7th inning with Wapsie Valley in control. They're looking for 3 more outs, leading this one 7-2. And unofficially, 8 hits for Wapsie Valley today, 6 for Logan-Magnolia. Defensively, it's been clean for the Warriors, but 3 Panther errors. And really, we look at 1 inning where most of the damage was done. Bottom of the 5th for Wapsie Valley, tied at 2, going to the bottom of the 5th. They got through the whole batting lineup. 5 of them came in to score, and that completely changed this one as we go to the 7th. And now you find out this inning if you'll face Ridgeview in the winner's bracket or Durant in the loser's bracket tomorrow. Looking pretty good for Wapsie Valley. And you think about this, they're coming off that 40-plus year state drought. They get to state last year, they get back this year, and now a chance to move on in the winner's bracket right away. And are they bringing in another new pitcher? Nope, that's still Kress out there. I thought she looked a little different, but I think it's because she doesn't have her helmet on right now, so that threw me off. I'm sure she'll get that on here before we begin the 7th. But Logan-Magnolia, it'll have to come from Maria Kiger, Campbell Chase, and Macy Bertelson. Those 3 have combined to go for 4 hits today, though. A couple for Kiger, a couple for Bertelson. She's got a double. At least the way today's going, they're probably pretty happy where they're at in the lineup.
Yeah, they maybe would want to see Grayson Stone in that lineup. Definitely someone they've relied on so much. But again, 2-3-4 is not a bad spot in the lineup.
And they've all been fruitful. Although Campbell Chase today coming in as a really good hitter. She's just been offered with a ground out and a couple strikeouts. As she had to face Taylor Brewer 3 times, did not have any luck there. And Kiger fouled the first one away. The 0-1 on the way. She'll ground one, a little swing out toward left field. Ground ball, low roller. Kiger on with her 3rd single of the day. And for Logan-Magnolia trailing by 5, you get a hit before an out. About all you can ask for at this point, and that'll bring up Campbell Chase.
Yeah, that's a big first box to check off like we've been talking about. No outs, still such a strong part of your lineup. The ability to get anything going, 1 run in, it changes this game so much just in terms of what they're able to do.
Ground ball towards short, chance at a double play, and they get it. Oh man, not what Logan-Magnolia wanted. Kiger was at first on her way to second. Campbell Chase grounds into a double play, just a little dribbler off toward the left side, and there's Sawyer Boer with a big play and the 6-4-3 double play.
When you talk about building momentum in a deficit, that will kill it so fast. It is so hard now. 2 outs. You have 1 out left in this game, a 5-run deficit, and now you went from a runner on base to nothing. That just hurts so much as a team trying to build back a 5-run deficit.
Chase did what she could. She got it into play, but there was Boer and Shannon and Latteberg combining for that double play. So Kiger and Chase sent packing. 2 outs now for Logan-Magnolia, and now it's down to Macy Bertelson to keep this winner bracket portion of their hopes alive. Otherwise, Wapsie Valley is moving on to 4:45 tomorrow against Ridgeview, and Durant would await Logan-Magnolia. They may need to pull a rabbit out of the hat here. A couple hits today for Bertelson, a walk, a single, and a double. She scored a run, and she'll need one here. At least something to get on. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. We will not need a bottom of the inning if Logan-Magnolia goes scoreless here in the top half. With 2 outs and nobody on, odds are stacked against the Panthers here at Hy-Vee Field.
Yeah, Autumn Crest just needs one more out, and she still has so much wiggle room to even avoid the bottom of the 7th inning. She doesn't want her teammates to have to play on offense.
Here's the 2-0, and that'll be a 3-0 count for Bertelsen. Crest, remember, she came in tied at 2 with a double by Bertelsen in that 5th inning. That was enough to get Boer done for the day, and then she came in, got the next 2 outs, and then her offense for her teammates came through in that 5th inning. And boy, what a change for her coming in the top of the 5th compared to the top of the 6th, going from tied at 2 to up 7-2, and now a chance to seal it here and move your team on to the winter bracket tomorrow at 4:45 with Ridgeview. 3 balls, 1 strike, and the pitch from Kress. Grounded to second. This could do it. Emery Shannon's throw to first will finish it off. Latterberg reels it in, and the 4-3 putout ends this one. 7-2 is your final score, as this one is over in 6.5 innings. Just over 2 hours of game time. The double play in the top of the 7th, that big run inning, 5 in the bottom of the 5th, the difference. As Wapsie Valley moves on, the 3 seed is the highest seed remaining going into the winter bracket tomorrow. So here's how it shakes out. Ridgeview and Wapsie Valley play at 4:45 tomorrow in the winner's bracket. Durant and Logan-Magnolia will play at 2:30 in the loser bracket. But what a fun one. Just a big bottom of the 5th for Wapsie Valley was enough to blow this one open, and they win 7-2.
Yeah, looking ahead, you're looking at the winner's bracket now with Wapsie Valley. One thing that you want to pay so much attention to is the depth of their pitching staff. It's not to say Taylor Boer was having a rough start, as you can see here, getting player of the game. But what does this game look like when you have 2 pitchers that pitched the whole game in 90-plus degrees? They're tired. This is a different game, but having that depth is so important as Wapsie Valley goes through this tournament.
They pick up on the day 8 hits unofficially from 8 different players. You get a couple runs scored by Lola Destival, a couple RBIs for Espen Decker and Maddie Latterberg. Destival had a double on the day. That was their only extra base hit. On the other side for Logan-Magnolia, what a day for Maria Kiger. She goes 3 for 4 with a run scored. Macy Bertelsen goes 2 for 3 with a run. Abby Juretz 1 for 3 with a couple RBIs, and Bertelsen had their lone extra base hit thanks to Channel Seeds, a double for her today. But Logan-Magnolia will fall. They take on Durant tomorrow, and now it'll be a fun Ridgeview and Wapsie Valley matchup. We will have that broadcast on the Girls Union Network tomorrow, powered by Mid-American Energy. That'll do it for the 2A portion of the state tournament. Day 1 anyway. We get through the heat. We stay away from the storms. Final takeaways as we wrap up our 2A coverage today.
Yeah, that was end-of-game domination by Wapsie Valley, but Logan-Magnolia's hopes are not over. That is so important to emphasize. This is the first year with double elimination. They are looking to come back just as strong as they started this game, if not stronger, and it's going to be so fun to watch the rest of this tournament.
The state tournament is presented by the Iowa Farm Bureau. We hope you enjoyed our coverage on the Girls Union Network, powered by Mid-American Energy. For Abby Altman, I'm Nick Brink. So long from Hy-Vee Field here in Fort Dodge. Thanks for watching.